Many historians credit them with being the first to crucify on an actual cross.
The Romans knew exactly what they were doing. In fact, the Romans actually became masters of the art of the crucifixion. They were not the originators, they were the masters because they had designed things, they had fine-tuned things so that they could create so much pain.
The Romans introduced two styles of crosses: the tau, a capital T shape, and the Latin, a lowercase t. Both forms consist of two wooden beams, a vertical post called the stipe, and a horizontal crossbeam called the patibulum.
I think crucifixion, as we imagine it on a cross, may have evolved from the practice of leading the victims through the streets, having been tied to the crossbeam. And so as they're walking through the streets with their arms outstretched, the next step is then to hoist that up onto a stake.
The tau cross is considered the shape most frequently used by the Romans. The top of the stake would be within arm's reach of the soldiers.
What makes the most sense is to have permanent uprights and then sort of portable or removable crossbars. So individuals would be affixed, probably tied to the crossbars, and then elevated at some point onto the uprights.
The Latin cross is the symbol associated with Jesus' crucifixion. Yet historians say it is probably not the kind of cross on which he is crucified. The problem with the Latin cross is that the entire structure needs to be raised with the victim attached. Its use is probably much less frequent than the tau.
The idea of affixing a person to a very large, incredibly heavy cross, and then lifting all of that, leveraging that somehow upright and into a post hole, and then somehow securing the cross in the hole, this is not practical.
I think simply raising the victim up on the patibulum and then fastening it onto the stake, it looks efficient. It breathes of an efficient Roman army that's in control of the empire.
The condemned prisoner hangs from the cross, arms spread wide in a position of humiliation and subservience. It's exactly the message the Romans are trying to communicate. The Romans crucify non-Roman citizens who threaten the peace: disobedient slaves, low-class troublemakers, upstart rebels.
The criminal that would merit this very public kind of execution would tend to be a criminal against the state. Generally speaking, one is not crucified for stealing a loaf of bread, right? This is a larger crime, and part of the spectacle for ancient crucifixion, it's the spectacle of Roman power.